plenty to eat and to drink, and of course planning towards maybe what the next year holds in store, as well as taking a stock of what has happened during the outgoing year. Welcome to the show once again. Today is Thursday, the 2nd, and from our studio, it's 4 minutes gone past the clock right about now. This is the program you love to listen to every day of the week from 8 a.m. till some few minutes before 10, or sometimes just around 10 a.m. mark. I am Benga Fai, and welcome to today's edition.
I am Odera Otaru. You are welcome to Panorama. As you already know, if you are an avid listener or if you are a first-time listener, I'm going to break it down. It is segmented into two, the first being the issue of the day, and that is going to run from now until about 5 minutes to 9 a.m., where we go for our commercials, and then when we return, we take you through the front pages, from the pages, where we take you through the stories that you can find on the front pages of our newspapers this morning. We're live on Facebook currently as we speak, Splash FM 106.7 at Belkuta. As the conversation progresses, you can leave your comments on the live video feed that you see right there. Of course, the phone lines will be open, but interim that, you leave your comments and your thoughts on the live video feed, as well as our WhatsApp number, 0817-555-1067. Now, about the festivities of today, I think that is even what we're going to center around that a bit for our issue of the day. Festivities and
traveling, having to sojourn from the city to the village. Do you have plans to go to the village for Christmas?
Even if I had plans, I think we already know how it goes for us.
No, we don't though. Do you want to go for...
Oh yeah, that's true. You owe me something. You owe me something. All right. I can think about it. But to the village? Nah, bro.
No, when was the last time you were at the village?
The last time, I want to be precise, this was maybe, definitely over 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Oh, no, not up to 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, yes.
Okay.
5 years ago.
And it's an experience you enjoyed or that you used to look forward to? I don't know
what
changed.
I'm going to say where we are situated, where my hometown is situated, is kind of opened up a bit. Okay. So it's no longer a remote village like it was back in the day, where you would go and you would push wheelbarrows and all of that. The things we considered as fun, man, and those were actually the days.
Or road tires.
Yeah, we did that. We did all that. It was fun and it was amazing. And sometimes I really wish children of this era could have experienced that type of growing up. It was safe. No, it was safer. It was more lively. We were healthier as children then. You would hardly
find
there
was more of a bond, that close-knit.
Even not just your family, closeness. Community bonds, because I know that sometimes back then as a child, you would go to the village and you could go somewhere far away, maybe almost to the next town. But when they're looking for you, they know how to find you.
That's
no
right.
phones, no nothing. But you would just hear, Odera, your mom is looking for you. And you're like, all the way? But, that was what community bonding really did for us. And sometimes we wish we could go back to that. But anyway, fast tracking now back to the present, we're going to be talking about...
traveling and the advisory in terms of... it's not unusual to have heavy vehicular activities around this time as people try to make their way to the village to visit old folks that they've not seen in a while and catch up on old times, relieve. For instance, Adira mentioned how some people just read, we was at this spot, I rode the tire, and then I fell down and all of those things. This is, and then you get to meet some of these long distant relatives. This is Dad and Kichi. Dad and Kichi carried you as a child. And
you see people that come to you and they say to you, you don't remember me. I carried you when you were 3 years old. And I'm like, okay,
how am I supposed
that's
to
fine, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. But anyway, we should proceed now to the issue of the day. Don't touch that dial. December, the season, the month, and the time of year in general, is a peculiar one. All around the world, it is typically the season to be merry, catch up with family, friends, and loved ones that you may or may not have seen for the duration of the year. Plenty to eat, drink, and relaxation.
If you thought that's all to this season, you need to think again. As a matter of fact, residents in urban areas think about the Yuletide as the season to travel to rural areas, or if you may, villages where they come from or grew up, and visit family members who are still domiciled in the villages. If you are reasoning like we are, it means that there is an increase in vehicular movement at this time of the year as folks make their way to the places where they were born.
As a matter of fact, vehicular movements around this time increase up to 38%. But this increase is also the possibility of an increase in road crashes. Agencies that are involved in road as well as traffic management predict sometimes up to between 47 and 49% in terms of crashes and fatalities when you compare with other months.
Salient questions then surface, and questions like what are the causes of these crashes and fatalities? Are they avoidable? Are there safer times to travel? To help us make a sense of these and more, we have Commander Babatunde Akinbiyi, the Public Relations Officer, PRO of Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps Trace in Ogun State. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for coming.
Well, it's a pleasure it's a pleasure being here, and I want to say compliment of the season to all of us that are listening via phones, on the internet, whereabouts. It's a pleasure being here again.
Okay, let's get it started this way. To hear from you, what do you think are the major factors that are responsible for road crashes? I've interfaced with a couple of people. They think the bad roads are are responsible more for that happening. Some think the drivers are pretty impatient. Some think the vehicles that are being used are very bad. So, help us make a sense of that.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me just start this way. Reasons for road traffic crashes, because there's a difference between a crash and an accident. We don't have accidents on our roads. What we have essentially are crashes. Okay. And crashes are caused by you and I because of our overbearing attitude, because of our high-handedness, because of our greed, because of our selfishness, because of our lack of consideration for other users of the road. Okay, so be that as it may, crashes are caused by three factors. Okay. Human factor, which is man. We have the mechanical factor, which is the vehicle that you drive. Okay. And we also have the environmental factor, which is the road. And equally, institutional factor. Okay, maybe I should break it to pieces now. Now, when I say human, that's the man, because the man will continue to be a reference point. It stands so tall, like the Rock of Gibraltar, because everything centers around the man. You are the man. You are the one driving the vehicle. You know the nature of your vehicle. You also use the road. You know the terrain of the road. So why do we still have all these crashes that we have every now and then? Okay? Human errors are what causes crashes. I want to be very, very careful. I don't want to use accidents, okay, because we don't have accidents on our roads. Accidents are unforeseen occurrences. Okay? As you're leaving your house this morning, you never prayed or hoped that you have an accident. Okay? It's unforeseen. You didn't plan for it. It's just happened per chance. But a crash is a foreseen occurrence that is going to happen because of your own inability to do certain things about yourself first. Some people are not feeling fine. They are sick. They are on medication. When you take drugs, especially drugs that are sedative, you are bound not to be in proper shape of mind. You won't be psychologically balanced. You won't be physically balanced. You won't be emotionally balanced. And you also not be physically balanced. And you need all your senses when you drive it. You need the eyes to see. Your hand will be on the wheels. The nose, you smell. If there's any wiring, melting. Okay? The ears, you hear on. There are some things you may not be oblivious of. Via the on, some people driving across or by your side, they'll use the on to indicate that something is happening. Is that not so? Right. Your buttock, you sit comfortably. If there's any problem with you concerning that area, maybe you have a boil or something, you'll not be comfortable. Use your legs to accelerate. So you use all your senses. If perchance any of these senses is impaired for whatever reason, you are a crash waiting for somewhere to happen. All right? Okay, that is man for you. And besides, there are so many errors that we make. Errors of judgment, errors of omission, errors of commission, which is caused by man. All right? Now, go to the vehicle. You know the nature of your vehicle. All right? It can only go 2 trips in a day for the commercial people.
Okay.
But maybe because you see crowd, because there's heavy flow of human and vehicular traffic, especially around this time.
Right.
You see them in large numbers. Because of your greed and selfishness, you want to take them. Meanwhile, your vehicle can only go 2 trips per chance. And okay, let's even talk of tires. Most of us use Tokumbo tires, worn-out tires. Okay, and we are still running and driving 140 kilometers per hour, 150 kilometers per hour. I know, you know the tire, it's made of rubber. If you're on top speed, it continues to expand. If perchance any sharp object or element pierces it, there's going to be a crash. All right? You are causing that. So that is the vehicle. Also the road. Most of us don't know how to navigate our way. Maybe when we are approaching a hilly area of a road, via the roundabouts, when you're navigating a bend, so many of such issues. All right? And that's why we also tell people that you try and be familiar with the terrain of the road you are driving. A terrain you are not familiar with. Some of us drive at breakneck speed, as if to say we are going for a rat race or something. All right? So that's another issue. And we also have the institutional factor here that has to do with doing certain things that are not being done. All right? Maybe because we have challenges of years back. There used to be a weighbridge system whereby you check some of these, especially articulated vehicles.
Right.
Okay, as they are moving in and out and everything, we should check and assess, because some of them, because of this greed and selfishness, they tend to do certain things down towards that is going to affect, if it's going to affect them because you caused it. But don't use your own stupidity and selfishness to affect the safety of other people that are also using the road. I can go on and on and on. Those are basically, but out of all these factors, the man is the issue here.
Always?
Yes, it is. Always.
Is this a fact? Always.
It is a fact, because what we have on our roads are not accidents, they are crashes, and they are caused by you and I. If you know that you are not well, you are not balanced, okay, mentally, physically, and everything I've just told, why are you piloting a vehicle?
Okay.
Most of us are greedy. Most of us are selfish. Most of us are high-handed. Most of us are callous, mean and wicked, because we don't give consideration to other users of the road. It's all about me. Me. Let me just have my way. And we manage things a lot in this part of the world. We manage. Instead of you to face an issue, you say, I'll manage it within a twinkle of an eye. I will go and come back. Do you know what's going to happen with the twinkle of an eye? Do you know? Are you God? Do you see tomorrow? Are you a seer? Are you a prophet? Certainly you are not. So that's why I say man is central, and you're going to be a reference point anytime, every time, and all time on traffic matters.
But there are situations, wouldn't you say, where your vehicle is really not giving you any problems, and you probably have just taken it out of the shop for a tune-up, and you encounter some sort of vehicle malfunction, breakneck speed. Who would you regard as responsible for that?
It's you. There is no way. It's just like, I think it's more like a human being. You know when your body system is telling you certain things about yourself. We only pretend, and we try to, because of this domineering thing. The body cannot tell you. You have that's why you're a man. You can reason. You are rational. You can take decisions. That's why we're different from animals. Okay? Once you have that rational faculty, you must be able to decide, this is what I should do. This is what is expected of me to do, rather than just being pushed, and being dragged, and being flogged before you do anything you need to do. The vehicle will tell you certain things about the vehicle. It may not be as pronounced, but you have signs. It's your vehicle. You drive it every now and then. That's why I want people not to drive other people's vehicle.
Okay. I was going to come to that.
Yes, don't drive. Because it reminds me of what my co-commander and chief executive, Commander Sheni Ogunemi, expressed the other day. His wife sent a Volvo vehicle from overseas down here, and he tried to kick start it. By the time he opened the bonnet, the thing was not, responding as it were. So he tried to open the bonnet and see the battery. We couldn't see the battery there. So it was now, what is happening? At least they brought this vehicle here. He had to call his wife. That's why the battery is at the back of the boot.
Right.
So those are some of the errors that we make. How many of us every day before leaving your house do you do a pre-trip assessment? A pre-check of your vehicle before you leave in? Every morning, leaving our house. Do you check your vehicle? Do you check the vehicle? Check under the vehicle? Maybe they are sharp objects or what have you. Even kids these days, they're on holidays. They run around everywhere. Do you check your oil level? Everything, do you check them? Not all of us do that because we are always in a rush. I don't know, maybe we are from Russia. That's why we are always in a rush. We are always in a haste to get certain things done. And before you know it, you'll be an embarrassment to yourself and you constitute a nuisance, not only to yourself, but to other road users. How will you feel in the peak period of the morning? Your vehicle breaks down and other people are also using the road. They are going to offices, they are going to their business outlets, and you are there constituting a nuisance. So I think it's more of man. And that is why the WHO, if you don't know this, I'll tell you this. 1.3 million people die every year as a result of road traffic crashes. These are not
3 million.
1.3 million people.
Worldwide?
Of course, especially in sub-Sahara Africa. Because we are developing. This is where it happens most. 1.3 million. And if you do your arithmetic, 3,562 die every day. 148 dies per hour. And in a minute, 2 people are dying because of road traffic crashes. And that's not to talk about 15 to 50 million also that have become vegetarians. Right? They have become vegetarians because of the stupidity and overzealous attitude of you and I. They can't do anything. They're on wheelchair. And unfortunately, the age bracket of 15 to 44 are those that are involved.
More.
Yes, more. These are the youth. These are the people that, still has
energy.
That is it. So, and road traffic crashes is what is killing our people the most. I'll tell you that authoritatively. It's not malaria. It's not COVID. It's not AIDS. It's not even Omicron that is just ravaging the world now.
Right.
It is because when you have a crash, take for instance a bus involved in a crash. You know how many people are in the bus? Do you know how many people that's going to die? Some will be maimed because we have categories of we have the fatal crash, we have the serious crash, we also have the minor. The minor is just maybe a little bruise on your car, the serious when your car is damaged. And you also have injury sustained, whereby the one that is fatal has to do with life. Your life is gone. You're also injured. Your car is also damaged. Okay? So it's accident that is killing our people the most.
Okay, we're live on Facebook and we're discussing traffic advisory for road users towards the U-Tide, and we have with us in the studio Commander Babatunde Akinbiyi. But I'd love for us to focus on articulated vehicles, heavy-duty vehicles, if you may.
Okay.
Like I did reference before, several people believe that the drivers of these articulated vehicles, for whatever reason, I don't know them because I don't use such vehicles, just do not consider other road users. They feel they are high up there. The rest of those who are road users are subservient to them. I mean, if we take a look at what happened at Lafayette over the weekend, where there was a heavy vehicle that overturned, that was laden with petrol, and lots of things happened as a result of that. I don't want to go into details just about yet. Your agency, are there things that your agency does to check these articulated vehicles? People talk about how they are very prone to brake failure more than other vehicles. And then I could also use the example of, for instance, just around our office here, they drive as though other road users don't matter. are there things that your
This
agency
isn't
does?
just particular to just around.
Yeah,
our
I mean,
office.
because
It's almost a general thing with tanker drivers. And to buttress what Binga is saying, aside vehicle assessments, what is being done to assess the drivers of these vehicles?
Well, very, very good question. I love that question. Maybe I should start this way. You know, articulated vehicles by their makeup has certain peculiarities. Okay, because they are big, they are heavy, they are tall, and some of them they call themselves the king of the roads. You know, by some people, when they see them, they are frightened, they are intimidated somehow. But what I would say here is that, firstly, there are certain peculiarities about articulated vehicles, and this one has to do with one. You know, there are two vehicles in one. Right. The head and the body, some say the tanker. Mm-hmm. Yes, two vehicles in one. Equally, they have the turning radius. You know, they have this long turning, the way they turn. Right. Mm-hmm. There's also peculiarities that attached to them. And their braking system also differs, you know, with the low-level vehicle, you know, pump, and everything before it actually, and equally, like I said, they are also long-range vehicles. So now, having said that, that now makes it expedient for those that are going to drive or pilot such vehicles to be experienced, to be trained, and to be matured. Because these vehicles are, the amount they buy them is colossal. Right. Okay? So you can't just give anybody, a vehicle worth about 10, 15, 20 million to pilot without doing a checklist on such a person. All right? Two, how do some of these people get their driver's licenses? How do they get the driver's license? Okay? So it's also an institutional challenge here. All right, because there is no way you can rule that one out. How do they get these licenses? Now, three, how well trained are they? Most of them are not trained. They train themselves as they are driving from Lagos to Kano, to Kanaramoda, to Jos, to Maiduguri. That's how they train. That's how they train. Take, for instance, a driver piloting it. You have a motorboy. The motorboy will be studying the driver over maybe 5, 6 years or thereabouts. So for him, is getting accustomed and used to driving skills and techniques that goes with piloting such a large and big vehicle. Is that not so? Okay. But traffic management is ever dynamic in nature. All right? Is ever dynamic. It's changing every now and then. So they also need to upgrade their knowledge and understanding of how to drive such vehicles. More so that we also have a jet age articulated vehicles now. And most of the vehicles too are rickety. They are rickety. They are not well maintained as at when due. Because there is no way. Okay. Take, for instance, the one that happened at Lafenwa. Was the reference point now. Right. The scene happened in the wee hours of the night. And first respondents were there in due time, to cordon off, to do whatever that needs to be done. But unfortunately, the miscreants, the urchins, and the hoodlums, you won't believe it. They never allowed them to do that, their job initially. But let me face the tanker driver, the tanker itself. The tanker, one, we don't know the speed or the composure of the driver that was driving the vehicle. Yes, because I've listed some human challenges that we had. We don't know. Was he on drugs? Was he driving at a speed that he shouldn't? Mind you, that is a construction zone. Construction is still ongoing. It's a reconstruction zone.
There should be caution.
There should be. You can't drive beyond 50 kilometers per hour. In a construction, reconstruction, diversion, or rerouting axis where traffic has been rerouted because of any other, maybe a crash, maybe an accident, maybe an oil spillage, it may be a tanker fell down or a truck, heavy-duty truck fell down. So traffic has to be rerouted so that you don't waste man-hour time for people that are also using that access? We don't know. All right? Now, the vehicle itself, we learned on good authority that it had an axle problem. Now, what is an axle? Axle will be a pin or a spindle on which the wheel revolves. All right? More so for an articulated vehicle that is also loaded with 33,000 liters of fuel. And now are we sure that it is actually 33,000 liters of fuel that is inside?
Not more than that.
Not more than that. Because most of them, that's where the greed, the selfishness, and the overbearing attitude of you and I as men, as human beings, comes to play. Okay? Some of them will overload beyond the expected capacity that they showed. Even at times, tomatoes, goods, and everything on top of the tanker. Yes, furniture, they load, they tie everything together. Okay? And when you have an axle, it couldn't, and it's the rear one. The thing it got dislodged. I think that led to the overturning.
Crisis.
Okay, led to the overturning, the spill, and everything. So, is it not you and I? And it's just unfortunate that it had to happen, and people had to die, and properties worth millions of naira had to be lost. Because if you are there, even the babaloja of that place, the man was almost dead, if not for the sympathy of people that tried to revive him. Because his of father rice, company there, because he has a machine where what he used and everything. The man was, everything was gone. Even I had, because when it happened, I was at OGTV on that day. There's one of their staff whose mother said she has just bought over 100 bags of rice with groundnut oil, so many, preparation for the festive season. And the money she used wasn't her own. She also borrowed. Everything went up in flames. Ditto other people like that. I don't know why people would like to take advantage or, feel good, all right, when other people are in misery. You take advantage of people's unfortunate situation, to make yourself happy. That's why I say, man, there's something wrong with us as men, especially in this part of the world. You are not, and most were also scooping fuel. They were scooping fuel. Some had handsets on them, okay? Some were even smoking pomo on the other side, around that axis where the content of the tankers are spilled to. All right? You are smoking pomo, and you know what this can cause. So I think it's more of an act of, I just don't even think it's an act of sabotage. I don't want to talk more on that because it's, Prince Dapo Abiodun MFR has instituted a panel involving the Trade Corps Commander and Chief Executive, the Honorable Commissioner for Transportation, to see through and send the report about the immediate and remote cause of that unfortunate incident. Because it's, for us, it's a crash, it's not an accident. Because it is either humanly induced, mechanically induced, or what have you. All right, you understand? Even some people talk about, they say the road, good. The road has a challenge, but it's still undergoing reconstruction. Some people say, for how long would people always talk when things like this happen. You understand? But mind you, a road, will you say the road from Chapon, Itoku, down to Enugada axis is not a good road? The one coming from Ajitadun, Agoka, down to Enugada roundabout. Because last month, 2 months ago in October, another tanker also overturned when it was trying to navigate that Enugada Divisional Police Command. Wants to navigate, start going. It also turned, and it spilled its content. But you were able to manage it, for goodness sake. We blocked the road from Totoro access. The one coming from Ajitadun, Agoka was also blocked. The one coming from Lafenwa was also cordoned off. So we were there. Transloading took place. There was no inferno, and the road was also good. So why did that one happen? Okay, so it's more of us, you and I. Okay, we are the greatest challenge on the road. Man is the greatest challenge on the road. So Take, for instance, some of us, when we go to other climes, we follow traffic rules and regulation. Okay? We obey. But when we are here, we become a thing God. That nothing can happen, nobody can do anything to me. And that's why we'll continue to do what we need to do as an agency of government that is charged with the administration and control of road traffic matters in the state. Okay, we'll continue to do it because anywhere you have regulation without enforcement, it's more like a tea party. We are having a tea party, and we are not here for a tea party because lives of people are involved. Life is sacrosanct. It's not the life of an animal, it's a human being, for goodness sake. So we must respect, even if you want to kill yourself, they won't allow you to kill yourself on the road. Yes, there was an incident happened the other day. The corps commander and the chief executive was coming from somewhere. Some of us were with him. You won't believe it. An articulated dreadful, loaded. And that was the time this Shagamu Abeokuta Shin was still undergoing, reconstruction. Okay, so one side of the lane was cordoned off. We're all using another lane, inside, inward, and outward. Okay? We were coming to Abeokuta. He was also coming. You won't believe it that driver of that articulated vehicle had to pass. In fact, he drove like 8 or 7 vehicles. Yes. He overtook us. 8 at a stretch. Where traffic has been rerouted and diverted. But unfortunately, by the time he was going, he was almost reaching the 8th vehicle. Another bigger articulated vehicle was coming. Okay? And you know them. That's why there's something wrong with those people. Anyway, that one didn't go anywhere. He stood on the road. It was now him that ran into the bush so that there will not be an head-on collision. That is man for you. And we had to stop because that's our job. He was now begging, please, Ejo, Emajekin, please don't let me die. Huh? Why would such a person not die? But thank God, we were able to rescue him. We took him to the hospital. So it shows that the sociology of traffic revolves around each and every one of us. The other day, a person was rescued to FMC or Ijai. A man, the child, he was now asking pleading with my boss that, Bodasheni, my boss name is Sheni. Right. So how would somebody as small as you know me as Sheni? You understand? That person must have known him very, very well from somewhere. I said, he knows you, Momo, from Magboli, Gbore, Axis and everything. I said, okay, what is it? What is that? He said, my dad had a crash that is in the hospital. They need money to do tests, to do this. So we're all involved. That's the sociology. The last money on my boss, in my boss pocket, about 17,000 or so, he even collected money from some of us that are in the hospital so that it can come to a whole, okay, and do whatever they need to do. So we safety on our roads not involved in. We are all involved. That's why we say it is a collective responsibility. Anybody that is must be penalized. Okay? So we can go on and on and on and on and on and on. No. We do engage them.
Okay.
When we engage, we talk with them and we talk to them. There's a difference between talking with
how frequent is this engagement? It's
every even we are still going to have another one this month. Okay, because this is another month whereby we have high. This month climaxes the ember months. Right. Okay, it climaxes it. So the enlightenment, the sensitization, and the education continues. It continues, and it will continue. All right, this is just like the scale is higher now, so there's much more push that we need to add to it so that we can get to the to the promised land, as it were. Right. But it's really, really unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Most of us don't plan our journey. We're always in a haste. Take, for instance, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is undergoing diversion from Punch and everything.
Right.
Okay? Normally, maybe 1.5 hours you travel from Abeokuta to Lagos. But because of this, why don't you add additional 1.5 hours? Because you don't know what can happen on the road. That's why it is dynamic in nature. Add additional hour. Because if you don't add, there's the tendency for you to speed. And when you speed, you drive recklessly, you drive dangerously, you affect other road users. There's no way. You always want to find a way to maneuver and get out. And are we birds? Do we fly? I don't know. Even some of us believe in rates. Professor Walushe calls it road accident immunity delusion syndrome. What does that mean? Some of us believe in metaphysical powers, Ibadi and all this, almost what that's going to see you through, as if to say you are immune to crashes. Nothing can happen to you in the event if it happens. But that's a lie. We've seen some of them when they have accidents. We see all the thing in their hand. Okay, we see it, and this is to protect you. Okay, but unfortunately, you've now been caught napping. So please let us, get our minds some of these things, and let's do what we need to do.
Okay. You mentioned something about the composure of drivers, and I know for a fact that sometimes you see these drivers, and if you're opportune to, maybe they slow down, and you can look up and see their eyes, they're red. You can tell that they're intoxicated, and this is daytime driving, not even nighttime driving. What is being done about that? And then, man is the greatest challenge on the road. The licensing of these tanker drivers. Is there a body in trace, or shouldn't there be a body in trace that makes sure that licensing has to pass through trace? I mean, if you think about it, tanker drivers are not as many as regular road drivers. You see less tankers, especially in the daytime. You see less tankers than you see regular vehicles, your sedans, your SUVs, and all of that. People just going to work and coming back. Would it be such a tall order to make sure that licensing of these tanker drivers and certification passes through the body of trace, so that the body of trace is aware that this person has been licensed by trace, or trace has a party to play with licensing tanker drivers as well? Is there something being done about that?
Well, what I would say is that the licensing via the driver's license is a federal thing. Okay,
Yes.
It's not a state thing, and FRSC, VIO, and equally the Internal Revenue Service, are all involved and everything.
Okay.
But what we do as an agency of government, what government has done, maybe I should put it that way first, because don't say there are not many on our roads. They are. You have quarries everywhere in Abeokuta,
No, I
in
do.
Ogun State.
I understand
okay?
what you're saying. I'm saying in comparison to regular vehicles.
No, it's because their movement has been regulated and restricted. Okay? Because of an incident that happened years back during the previous administration along the old Lagos Abeokuta Expressway, a Wekoro axis to be precise, whereby an articulated vehicle ran over some students that were, passing, making use of the road. And there was a real issue then and everything. But ever since, their movement have been regulated. Regulated in the sense that the time they can not drive on the road, and the time they can drive on the road. They can drive, because of that, it has been regulated. That's from 7 to 9, they cannot drive. Because that's the time students will be going to school and all whatnot. There's be a rush here and there and everything.
Yes.
So they can drive from 9 to 1. Because it is believed that most students will be in school. So they are free to drive and everything. So from 1 to 4, they can drive again, because students will be coming back from school to their various homes and place of domicile. And from 4 till the next day, they can also drive. Okay, so their movement has been regulated in a way so as not to cause chaos or cause any catastrophic situation that will also endanger the lives and property of people, as it were. More specifically, we do engage them. We are always engaging them. And what we engage them is that, one, they're drivers. If you are below, good. If you are 18, you can have a driver's license. But because of the nature of their own vehicle, okay? If you are less than 25, 26, don't drive such vehicles. You shouldn't, okay? Apart from being, because it's still believed that you are still not matured in a way, all right? These youthful exuberance will always be there. All right. So, and the vehicle you are piloting is high, is heavy duty, and is very, very expensive. All right. That's, we start with the driver. And secondly, it has to do with the regular maintenance of such vehicles. Yes, you must maintain it regularly as at when due. Don't procrastinate. Do it because you can never know. You won't be sure what can happen the next minute. It's not only peculiar to articulate vehicles alone, no. All other vehicles. Because we manage things a lot in this part of the world. Some say it's because of the economy. Good. The economy. Okay. It's only is it not when you are alive that be able to enjoy even when the economy improves, there's a turnaround.
Right.
All right. And talking about the issue of most of them getting drunk, there are two things they do for them being a danger to other road users: the speed and the drink. Even drunk now, not the sort of drink, drunk. I can't imagine a reasonable human being. The first thing you do in the morning is to take alcohol. Okay? They have the sachet one,
Right.
not the one in bottles now, like 2 or 3 sachets. They drink it.
And this is routine for them.
It's very, very unfortunate. And that's even why we charge, because some of us don't know we have rights. You as a road user, you as a passenger, you as a pedestrian that uses the road, okay, you also have rights. When you get to a park or a garage to board a vehicle, if it's commercial, you have a right to challenge the person that is driving you if you suspect that he's smelling of alcohol or that is drunk or the tire is worn out. If you see any compartment of the vehicle that raises doubts
I'm concerned.
that is it. You talk. You ask for the chairman of the park. Is he road that is in charge for that week or the other one? You ask and raise questions. Ask for the chairman. Chairman, smell this man. It smells of alcohol. Okay, we don't think he can drive us. We should please give us another driver. But unfortunately, some of us are not cooperative. I mean, passengers now, because of the fact that they are in a rush or they are in a haste, say no. Well, time is going and everything. You understand? And we take advantage. These are little things that can cause havoc and danger to you as a person. So you also have a right. If you have boarded the vehicle, we've seen situations whereby drivers at times they'll be making calls or receiving calls while driving.
Right.
Yes.
And they'll be overspeeding. Unfortunately, one happened the other day with the nurses, along this Lagos-Ibadan expressway. I mean, Lagos-Abeokuta expressway. Right. They were driving, they were going for an occasion. And the man was making calls. And they were telling him, "Oga, stop making," and he was speeding, He was in top speed. They were telling him, one woman said he's going to come down. That no, you can't. But unfortunately, he didn't push it further and higher. All right? Before they get to 50 meters from there was an accident. The vehicle somersaulted. Unfortunately, the woman that was complaining was one of those who died. Okay? So that is to say that you have a right. Call trace. All right? If you see, if you're on board a vehicle and you notice that, call us. We are on that stretch. All right? I'm still going to give you the hotline you can call so that, because we also need to rise up. Safety is collective. It's not only for trace alone, for FRSC, for police.
I think you should give us the hotlines now.
I'll give you the hotlines. It's unfortunate. Most of us think we don't have rights. We can't do anything. We should just be submissive to their whims and caprices. No, it doesn't work that way. You must be involved in your own safety.
All right,
because
sir.
Safety starts from you as a person in the first place anyway.
All right. Let's hear from those who are listening to us from wherever across the world. Feel free to call us. The numbers are 0817-444-1067, 0704-400-1067. Good morning. Please keep your thoughts down to a minute. What's your name? Please turn off your radio. Hello? Yes, good morning. What's your name? Olabode, you have a minute.
Okay, fine. Let me just go straight to my two angles of contribution. One, you earlier talked about the reckless overloading attitude of these articulated vehicles drivers. And we cited a case of these, them trapping baskets of pepper and tomatoes. That is their way, especially in that alone. But don't you think your agency is complicit, part and parcel of this recklessness we record of these vehicles? So in this very regard, I mean, they don't just boat from the blue, arriving at their destinations, the market, without having to pass through your men on the road. So So it's not a strange thing that even that is one. Then number two, a top functioning vehicle could even disappoint and break down. You will still not be on the road. Why is it that it's the modus operandi of your men that they are much more happier just clamping down this vehicle and towing them to your offices for punitive measure? So without having at least some extensive level of assistance, render some assistance. So not everything that happens on the road is
all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Can I quickly answer that?
Let's take about 2 more calls so we can just have everything together to go. 0817 444 Hi. Good morning. What's your name?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
Tajudeen from Magbon.
Tajudeen, 1 minute. Please go on.
Yes, I want to ask, is it possible for a crash and an accident to happen at the same time? Take, for instance, someone who parked his vehicle just beside the road, maybe he's doing one or two things, and due to the carelessness of an oncoming vehicle, it crashed into that particular one. For the oncoming vehicle, that would be a crash, and for the one who just passed by the roadside, it would be an accident. Since it is not the fault of, is it possible like that? That is one. Then, secondly, on the issue of getting to the motor parks, and you discover that some drivers are smelling drunk. Is it because what operates in our parks and garages is that you can't most times, except if going by the number that you said you want to give out, most times even you find out that passengers, your co-passengers, will be the one shouting, "We're sharing the economy." Please, what's the own concern? You can't take stand on it like that. What do you think? What orientation?
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling. This will be the final call in the interim. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To you. What's your name?
That is my name. I'm calling from Adep.
All right, 1 minute. Go
A
on.
quick one. I want to agree with the commander. In Senate line, man is responsible majorly for accidents on the roads. But in our own client here, this abnormal client, I want to say the blame will be shared equally between the government institutions and man, because both the government institutions and man are not doing the needful to help the roads. That's on that. Now, I want to ask a question, because you said most occurrences on our roads are crashes. But what of a situation, just like the other caller has, what of a situation where a container fell on a vehicle? You know, the owner of the vehicle will never expect that when he is going out of his house. So is that not an accident? Then secondly,
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not sure we can take that your third question because of our time.
Let me ask.
Because of our time, we have to proceed.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have questions here on our comment section. Oladjo says, in as much as I want to agree with the trace officer in his submission on road accident or crashes, as he said, I want to disagree that not all the time that the vehicle will give you a sign. There are times that something will just spoil on your vehicle as you're driving, and prior to this, the vehicle doesn't give you a sign. I can name a lot of things that can just get spoiled unexpectedly, such as your brake pipe can just burst, and also say, well, I don't know what he's trying to say, but without giving you a sign. It is an experience I have encountered. Was able to control it. Maybe you should take some of this.
I think let me start from the man that sent that message. I think he needs to change his mechanic. Okay, the mechanic is not being sincere, is not being truth, and equally factual. You know, some of them try to play on our intelligence at times and trying to rip us off as at when do. There's no way it will give you. All right, it will give you. You will be, except that, like I said, the mechanic is not, you go for mechanical maintenance and everything every now and then. So you will see it. It's obvious. You will see it. Okay, maybe you tell you, okay, you can still actually loan off for some time. You actually man loan them. You understand? That's what it takes.
Says clearly human errors are largely responsible for the crashes or accidents on our roads, but can we completely excuse some of the roads that are not car worthy, if there's anything like that?
I'm hoping we can take all of those questions.
Well, let me just quickly run through. I've said passengers have a right. The issue of crash and accidents. Okay, we are the man parked. most of us park in areas where we shouldn't park our vehicles, and that makes the vehicle susceptible, to danger and risk to other road users and even to other vehicles that are, that are using the road. There is no way. Okay, you can't accident, crash happening at the same time. There is no way. All right. Then somebody also talks about complicity of. No, we don't. There are certain places where your vehicle breaks down. Location. Okay. You can't do anything but to tow the vehicle off, especially in the peak period of the morning or evening belt. Take for instance, you know how busy Yano Mortuary is, and the vehicle breaks down there, and you want to repair or do, it's not impossible, because you are wasting other people's time. They need to go to where they are. It's good, it's towed off. All right? And the issue of overloading, and we are not at the bay when they overload. We are not at the depot. But those we see, we penalize them and we charge them. But if we notice that some of the items are perishable, because we are also humane anyway, fair and firm when we need to be, we ask for other vehicles for them to transport such vehicles. But the ones that has caused the problem, okay, will be delayed, and we'll go for traffic counseling. All right, after the traffic counseling, because we need to tell you why we are penalizing you in the first place, because some of them are still oblivious. They say, what did they do and everything? What you can cause to other users of the road, and how you can also endanger your own life. Some of them don't know. I remember the time when I was still in the public education department of Trace. Somebody had an issue and everything, so he had to come. I want to hide the name of the person for now. Because you understand? We trained him. We traffic counseling, video and everything. He saw raw flesh, raw blood and everything. He said, do you do this also in Trace? I said, we do. Even more than, you think it's only traffic control that we do? We do more than all what you don't know. And the man had to tell me that, call me later after 3 weeks. He said, do you know that I couldn't eat meat for the past 3-4 weeks? I said, why? He said, because of what I saw, what you showed me and everything. I want to thank you for queuing into the gospel of safety on our roads. You help us in evangelizing and galvanizing with other people. So that's just it.
We'll have to go. We're due for a commercial break. Let's thank Commander Babatunde Akinbiyi, the Public Relations Officer of the Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps in Ogun State Trace. Thank you so much, sir.
Let me give them the hotline.
Yes, please.
081. That's Trace hotline. 081 01 792333. 081 01 792333.
Okay.
And the man in charge of operational issues, at least within the metropolis of Abeokuta, 0803 491 9165. 0803 491 9165.
Okay, so thank you very much, sir, for coming. We'll proceed on the commercial break. We'll read your comments on Facebook and as well as WhatsApp when we get back. Thank you so much for coming, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for being here.
Panorama.
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 Panorama on Splash 106.7 FM.
A wonderful morning starts with integrity. The integrity starts with you.
Splash FM 106.7.
Hooray! It's another Christmas season and time to marry!
Yes, it's Christmas season, so that
Splash 106.7 FM presents Christmas Fun Fair 2021! This year's Christmas Fun Fair promises to give the children fun time with gifts and enough yummies that will make them merry all the way.
Feliz Navidad.
From December 4th to 26th, 2021, our Father Christmas Grotto will be open to children of all ages at the Ogun State Ministry of Youth and Sports Recreation Center, front of MKO Abiola Stadium, Kuto, Abeokuta. With a token of 1,500 naira, your children will get to enjoy horse ride, train, pony ride, and rocket launcher with their favorite OAPs. Guess what? Schools, religious centers, and groups that register 50 children and above will also enjoy a whopping 7.5% discount. What are you waiting for? Come one and all as we jingle the bell all the way from 4th to 26th December 2021.
Merry Christmas!
Splash 106.7 FM 2021 Christmas Fun Fair. You don't want to sit this one out!
Tayọ̀ làwọn tó jàǹfààní Christmas and New Year promo tí Rush Homes and Garden gbé kalẹ̀ lọ́dún tó kọjá fi ń dúpẹ́. Rush Homes and Gardens practice excellence goes beyond imagination. Be a part of this 2021 Christmas and New Year promo. Níbi táwọn oníbàárà ti ń jẹ̀fà lórí Rush Gardens Estate Phase 1 and 2 massive discount. Phase 1 Adigbe Obada Road 2.5 million. Phase 2 Ashipa 600,000. Pabambari ẹ̀rẹ́ o ẹ lè san díẹ̀ bó bá ṣe rọ̀ yín lọ́rùn. Bí iye tẹ́ bá san bá ṣe tó lẹ́ fi máa gba ẹ̀bùn sí fridge, washing machine, microwave oven, gas cooker, Android phone, àpò rẹsì, kẹ́ẹ̀gì òróró, màálù àti àìmọye ẹ̀bùn ló wà nílẹ̀ bíbá fún gbogbo ẹni tó bá bá wa ná. Rush Gardens ò talẹ̀ rà tàbí ilé ìjọba. Estate facilities include paved roads, concrete drainage, electricity, security camera and patrol, street lights, perimeter fencing àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Àwa ní first floor Emmanuel Plaza, Oníkókó Road, Banṣẹ́kẹ́ Abẹ́òkúta 081-0612-7942 081-0612-7942. Offer ends January 1st, 2022. Rush Gardens, client focused and result oriented.
Admonlinks ló tójú lówó gbogbo fóònù tẹ́ ń fẹ́. Owó wọn ò gara quality lẹ́dẹ̀ máa bá ń bẹ̀.
Àwòdì ló ní ilé ìbára, ìwò ní ilé odídẹrẹ́. Ilé ìtajà Admonlinks lágbádé fún tó bá jẹ́ ti kata fóònù. Ó kọjá àfẹnusọ. Admonlinks tẹ́ mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí tún ti gbẹ̀rẹ̀gẹ̀jigẹ̀. Ó ti di ńlá, ó ti pẹ̀ka káàkiri fún àǹfààní gbogbo mọ̀túnmùwà. Ìwà pẹ̀lẹ́ àti bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run la fi ń tajà. Tecno, Infinix, Samsung, Oppo, Huawei, Redmi, Itel, Vivo, Nokia, Kidistab àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Kò sí irú fóònù tàbí accessories tẹ́ ń wá. Bí olówó péréte àbí gọbọi tí ò sí lọ́dọ̀ wa. Ẹ lè ra fóònù kẹ́ máa san díẹ̀. Screen insurance náà wà pẹ̀lú fáwọn tí fóònù wọn bá jábọ́ fọ́ lójú. Swap deal ìyẹn pàṣípàrọ̀ fóònù wà bákan náà. Èyí ò wá kan màmá. Gan ní àfíjí ìròyìn ò táfojúbà. Admonlinks wà ládojúkọ Glo Office lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ FCMB Òkèléwó Abẹ́òkúta. Admonlinks Ìbàfò wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ààfin ọba Ìbàfò bus stop Ìbàfò. Àti lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ NEPA office Alágbolé Àkútè road Àkútè. Àti ní 4 opposite Ìbògùn road Ìyànà Kúkà bus stop Lagos Abẹ́òkúta expressway Ifọ̀. Fún àlàyé 0806-882-4971. Admonlinks ojúlówó pọ́nbélé.
ABR ọ̀rẹ́ àgbẹ̀ àbísúyọ lóko bọ̀pá dé. Wọ́n ní ẹ ò gbọ́dọ̀ kárí ẹ̀ lórí ìgbọ̀ ọ̀tún. Pàápàá àǹfààní òpin ọdún tó gbọ́mọ pọ̀ dáadáa. Ilẹ̀ oko mo lọ́gẹ̀dẹ̀ orílẹ̀ ìlúgùn Ọlọ́run dá 25,000 ní plọ̀tì báyìí. Ẹ ra plọ̀tì mẹ́ta kẹ́ ẹ gba ìdajì sí i. Ó sì jẹ́ éèkà lẹ́ra ẹ gba plọ̀tì kan sí i. Ilẹ̀ àgbẹ̀ Kọ́bápá Alábàtà Ọ̀pẹ́jì 30,000 per plot. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ra plọ̀tì mẹ́ta ìdajì lẹ́gbà sí i. Ó sì jẹ́ éèkà lẹ́ra ẹ ó gbòdìdì kan sí i. Àwọn onírà ti wà ńlẹ̀ láti ra èrè oko yìí. 39 NTA Road Ọ̀gbẹ̀ Abẹ́òkúta 08033706236 08033706236. ABR ọ̀rẹ́ àgbẹ̀ àbísúyọ lóko pọ̀kọ̀ ìgbọ̀tún fáwọn àgbẹ̀. Ọjọ́ 10 oṣù kejìlá làǹfààní yọ pẹ́.
ṣọmọ bọ́ọ̀lù gbowó tó bá jẹ níbi tó wù ẹ́ káàkiri nàìjà tó bá ta tó bá ti jẹ nílé iṣẹ́ golden chance lotto ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ ti sún bó ṣe ń lọ là ń tẹ̀lé onílé iṣẹ́ golden chance lotto.
ìrọ̀rùn ekun ìrọ̀rùn ayé lọ̀rọ̀ ń bá dé o fún gbogbo oníbàárà tí ń ta golden chance lotto tó bá tayọ golden chance lotto tó jẹ kò síbi tó ti lè gbowó rẹ̀ jákèjádò nàìjíríà kò pọn dandan pé ọ̀dọ̀ agent nìkan ló ti lè gbowó tó bá jẹ o lè gbowó lọ́dọ̀ sub agent tàbí ní payment center golden chance lotto tó bá súnmọ́ o lè tayọ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kọ́ wá gbowó rẹ̀ l'Àbújá bó sì wọ̀ o lè pé kí wọ́n bọ́ sán sínú àkáǹtì rẹ̀ directly o sì lè lo kóòdù wọn láti ta àti láti gbowó tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì rẹ̀ ní dáhùn gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ o sì lè kàn sí alórí wẹ́bsáìtì wa o www.goldenchancelotto.com sanwó yá tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì ta kó o jẹ gbowó ẹ̀ golden chance lotto ọ̀nà tó yá láti di mílíọ̀nìà láì jalè.
bó ṣe ń lọ là ń tẹ̀lé onílé iṣẹ́ golden chance lotto.
ẹ ṣeun o olóríire o nọ́mbà tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì tó jẹ́ ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ bọ̀gìnì yẹn rèé o òdo
ẹgbọ́n ta ló máa fọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ bọ̀gìnì méjì tí iléeṣẹ́ IAS fẹ́ fi tọrẹ fún oníbàárà ṣe ìfàjẹ́ torí níbi tí wọ́n gbé ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ bọ̀gìnì méjì ọ̀hún sí di ọjọ́ ìyíkoto gbogbo ẹni tó débẹ̀ ló ń lanu pé eléyìí ò wá pọ̀ jù ẹni tó máa fọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ bọ̀gìnì ṣe ìfàjẹ́ òkú tí mọ̀ ó lè jẹ́ ìwọ gangan ló máa jẹ́ ẹ má wàá gbàgbé o pé bí tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì oríire tí ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ bá ṣe pọ̀ tó láǹfààní àti fi ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ bọ̀gìnì ṣe ìfàjẹ́ náà ṣe pọ̀ tó èyíkéyìí ilẹ̀ wa tẹ́ ẹ bá rà ẹ lè san ó kéré tán 50,000 naira nínú ẹ̀ láti jẹ àǹfààní yìí dọ̀bà tètè kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ IAS tó bá súnmọ́ jùlọ pé 09033773189 ẹ sì kú ojúlọ́nà King City Estate IAS tuntun tá a máa ṣe ayẹyẹ ṣíṣí ẹ̀ ní January 30th ọjọ́ yẹn gangan la máa yí koto.
It's time to close shop on all the radio stations.
And the award goes to
The king is now in the city.
Thank you.
Welcome to Splash 106.7 FM Abeokuta.
Panorama.
Panorama. Panorama.
Panorama.
Panorama.
Panorama on Splash 106.7 FM.
All right, your dial is still tuned to Splash 106.7 FM. This is the Integrity Station. We are gone 3 minutes past the hour of 9 a.m. in the city of Abeokuta, and you're welcome back to Panorama. Before we get back to in the process of
we should apologize because I did see the call still coming through while we're trying to rush and meet up with the commercial break, the one we just undertook. But we apologize really that we couldn't take more calls than we did. So let's just get started.
All right. So Surakat Abiodun, I think majorly impatience is the greatest causes of road crashes, and we must all be patient. You should assume that you are the only person that is sane and normal on the road, so that we can minimize road crashes. You see people trying to claim the right of the road even when the other driver is acting, well, like a madman. Another factor is consumption of alcohol by heavy-duty vehicle drivers and other commuters, which government is not ready to curb. Go to all our parks in Ogun State and see how littered the places are with sachets of hot drinks. Ogun State government has issued several directives concerning this, but we haven't seen any changes. So we want to urge the government to work rather than talk. Also, that's not the concern, Mr. PRO. Don't mix it up. I'm talking about how do they manage to appear and arrive the market seamlessly every day with those overloaded, strapped baskets of tomatoes over their fuel tankers. Don't they encounter your men on the roads on their ways down to the destinations? That's from Olabode. I think he's reacting to the PR's reaction to his question when he called earlier. So our Facebook comments. Okay, on Facebook, Matthew Tubos, I'll help you with the comments you sent here because some part of it just border on insulting, so I'll help you. You mentioned that the Trace commander, that all the comments made by him this morning were not factual, and that just does it. Thank you very much. Wale Faye, who says, good morning, guys. And I guess in the house, my take is that there should be a periodical check of roadworthiness of all vehicles on our roads, like MOT has done in other countries. And if this is done and enforced, it will reduce issue of, say, brake failures and such things alike. While the law enforcement officers need to be more alive to their responsibilities. Thank you very much for sending that in. Those are the comments that we have on Facebook. All right, now we move to From the Pages. This is where we take you through some of the stories that you can find, the headliners in our newspapers and some of our newspapers this morning. I have with me the Vanguard newspaper. With me is Nigerian Tribune. All right, headliner on the Vanguard. A federal government confirms 3 cases of Omicron variant in Nigeria. Urges states to introduce measures to curb community transmission. Canada bans travelers from Nigeria, Egypt, Malawi. Federal government effects vaccine mandate policy, bars unvaccinated staff from offices as mad rush characterizes vaccination. You can see all those stories on page 7 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Okay. Kano boat mishap, death toll rises to 29. That is on page 13. FG puts electricity subsidy cost at 1 trillion naira. That is on page 19. Olufason's separatism. Buhari's political solution must go beyond Kanu and Igboho. That is on page 16. State of the Nation. Sultan Fayemi Jega X-ray challenges and prefer solution. That is on page 14. Anambra court declines to nullify Soludo's election. That is on page 15. There's a picture here of Buhari and Ramaphosa, President Muhammadu Buhari, with the visiting President Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa on his arrival for a 2-day state visit at the presidential villa in Abuja. And SARS, federal government backs Lagos white paper on page 5. 5 years of whistleblowing, Nigerians still afraid of reporting corruption, federal government laments on page 8. Consider designating kidnappers as terrorists, reps urge federal government. Also on page 8. Ihiala auto crash, reps ask IGP to remove illegal checkpoints nationwide on page 15. 7 suspected serial killers arrested in OGUN. That is 6. Torres Salem, reps ask committees to submit investigate report on late Vanguard reporter next Tuesday. That is on page 8. And those are the stories that you can find on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
Taking out through Nigerian Tribune, the big story here is as COVID-19 vaccination deadline expires, FG enforces no vaccination, no entry for civil servants. A number of writers accompany the story. The first one says enforcement hasty, discriminatory. That's coming from the workers. The second writer insists on deadline extension to first quarter of 2022. Another writer now, 3 Omicron cases in Nigeria detected in passengers from South Africa. To another story now, Andy Uba, Maduka, 9 others filed petition to challenge Soludo, a tribunal. You find that on page 29. After hosting Ramaphosa, Buhari leaves for Dubai with NSA, NIADG, 10 ministers. You find that in the Nigerian Tribune as well. New list of LGX goals in Oyo released. The writer says how Makinde, Commissioner Party Chairman, prevailed on party leaders. You find that on page 29 as well. We have this, Nigeria's high debts, an invitation to recolonization slavery. And that's coming from Afeba Balola. You find that as well on the back page of the paper. And SARS white paper, Lagos complied with law to reach its decision, says Attorney General. You find that on page 8. Any shop, location, hard drug is sold in Southeast will be forfeited to government. That's coming from the governors of that region. Unity can't endure where injustice thrives. That's coming from Governor Kaide Fayemi of Ekiti State. And the writer to the story says military fared better in promoting national unity, says Jega. There's a picture here that shows President of the nation, Muhammadu Buhari, with the visiting president, Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa, and Ramaphosa's arrival for a 2-day state visit at the presidential villa, Abuja. And that was yesterday. Those are the stories we have on the front page of Nigerian Tribune. I have some of the stories from the Punch. Omicron, Canada bars Nigerians, fear spreads as NCDC records 3 cases. Electoral Act and INEC breaks silence on Buhari's letter. Lagos hoodlums hack NURTW boss at home, shoot him dead in hospital. That's quite sad. We have this story as well. External reserves lost $610 million in November. CBN battles to save Naira. We have this as well from Ekiti State. Resigned before December 18. Fayemi tells appointees nursing governorship ambition. 6.9 billion naira fraud. Fireshares Associate deposited 209 million naira cash for property, says witness. Like VCB moves higher rate of abandoned projects. 1,800 core members undergo orientation in Bielsa. Insecurity driving Nigerian students abroad. This is coming from Unijos Vice Chancellor. Those are the stories as well from the Punch this morning.
All right. Let's look at this story about the Ihiala auto crash. We have with us Ayo Arojolu. You normally do this. Yeah.
Really? How did they come on?
How did you forget?
I thought you forgot.
It's quite unusual.
It's cool to be here.
All right. Very welcome. Welcome.
And
happy
New Month.
Yeah, Happy New Month. I was about to say that. Happy New Month. Merry Christmas in advance.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Let's look at this Ihiala auto crash. The reps are asking the IGP to remove illegal checkpoints nationwide. Now, if you are asking the IGP to remove illegal checkpoints, that simply means that you are aware of the fact that these illegal checkpoints existed at some point. So why wait until now? What has kept them unable to issue out this directive up until now?
Okay, well, I underline the word illegal. Anything that is illegal should not be seen, should not be legalized. But you see, there is a history of illegal checkpoints in Nigeria. Every time and now that you have a new IG, they will tell you no more roadblocks. But wait a minute, after you leave the road, and we all know what the issues are. An average policeman, poorly remunerated, but the issue is when they set out from home, everybody wants to bring something back. You go to Shagam, that Benin Expressway axis, travelers have complained. Sometimes they count up to like 57 checkpoints to get to Onitsha. What are they doing on the road? And sometimes you see them carrying sticks. Some people will carry arms, or you see them carrying sticks and some, just barbaric items. They are not even concerned for their life. What they are concerned about, what they are looking for in your hand is that 50 naira. I'm told 20 naira is no longer acceptable. And sometimes you see that they even give change. So all these things do not allow for respectability for the police. Now, talk about the Ihiala crash scene. The IG knows that, there are illegal checkpoints. And instead of setting up some of these checkpoints, why don't you deploy these people to do some patrol and look for other? But it looks like the IG is not on top of this game.
Are there forces beyond the IG in terms of these illegal checkpoints?
It's not about forces beyond the IG. It's some kind of culturation. That's the culture you have in the police. They know that, you said bail is free. He pronounces it, the IG pronounces it, the top echelon pronounces it and say, no, bail is free. But who has ever got bail free in Nigeria? Apart from that, is the issue of, what the sharp practices. These people should lead the road and reduce roadblocks to minimal points. You are going from here to Onitsha, why would you have 57 checkpoints? If you are going from here to Ijebu-Ode, not Ijebu-Ode, let me put it to like J4, you can't 15 checkpoints. Why? So there is something within the police, they know what is right, but they are handicapped, they are constrained. It looks like to me deliberately they say no, let the guys just because it's something hard to control. I'm still looking for that IG in Nigeria that will emerge through some setting up of key resort areas. If there are problems, if I make you IG and there is persistent, crime, then you are off. But what do we see now? You even have the IG, he knows that he will retire in that place, and that his retirement, his service can still be extended. So these are issues. The police is an institution that needs to, reform itself. That's the way I put it.
Okay, let's move on to another story. This concerns health and, of course, COVID-19 situation. Well, it's no longer news. NCDC has reported three cases of COVID-19 of the Omicron variant in Nigeria. And maybe some sort of reaction to that. And, of course, the deadline for civil servants to get vaccinated from the federal government has expired. But now they're saying no vaccination, no entry for civil servants. And the question I have in this regard is, how much of the vaccines do we even have to enforce a rule like this and say no vaccination, no entry? How many people have been vaccinated?
And this variant is new. What is the assurance that the vaccinations are going to cater to this Omicron variant?
Pertinent question there. First of all, let us say that these vaccinations are not enough. Number two is the fact that even when you get vaccinated, for example, I got vaccinated towards the end of June, and since then they said it's not available. Now, when it was available, of course, I had to plan my time. You go to the center, you find a place jam-packed. So you come the next day, it's jam-packed. Then the third day, you don't find them again. They say they have gone. It was just 2 days ago that I was lucky. Somebody said there is one Akuga there, one dispensary. Quickly go there, nobody is there. And I went there and I got it. But you see, I am still asking, medically, is it the best practice when you are supposed to get 2 shots or 2 doses within a certain time frame, and you now get it like 5 months, 6 months apart? I don't know. These are some of the conspiracies that we are talking about. You know, sometimes, until I got it 2 days ago, I was blaming myself. Why did I even get this thing in the first place? Because there's nobody who has been able to tell me that, you know, they ask you, take something 6 hourly, and you take one today, you now take the one the next day. This is an antibiotics. Will it work? It will not work. So that is the situation where we have found ourselves, and they are not available. Now, talking about the Omicron variant, there have been so many variants. What I think is that, and it is true, I'm not so, let me put it this way, it is not safe to assume that this